Welcome to our show, Immigration Briefing. Today, we have some crucial updates on immigration trends and policies that could affect many lives. First up, Australia is bracing for a significant drop in migration numbers as short-term visas expire. Experts predict a fall from 446,000 in 2023 to 24 to just 225,000 by 2028 to 29, raising concerns about the economy and population growth as birth rates continue to decline. Next, in Minnesota, officials are on a mission to uncover the details behind the detention of a University of Minnesota graduate student by ICE. The lack of prior notification to the university has sparked outrage and calls for transparency from state leaders, highlighting the importance of international students in the community. This incident has ignited protests and discussions around the treatment of students under current immigration policies. Finally, U.S. immigration officials are looking to expand their data collection by requesting social media handles from individuals applying for immigration benefits. This proposal has raised eyebrows among advocates for free speech and immigration rights, as it could lead to increased surveillance of applicants. The implications of this move are significant, and public feedback is being sought. Please stay tuned for more detailed insights on these pressing issues. The Sydney Morning Herald reports that Australia is bracing for a significant decline in migration numbers as many short-term visa holders prepare to leave the country. Demographers Peter MacDonald and Alan Gamlen from the ANU Migration Hub predict that the influx that has recently pushed Australia's population to record highs will soon dwindle, particularly as temporary visas, including those for young travellers from Britain and Ireland, start to expire in 2027. The government has already forecast a decrease in net overseas migration from 446,000 in 2023 to 24 to 225,000 by 2028 to 29, amidst a backdrop of declining birth rates and lifespans, which could further collapse the population growth rate if migration numbers continue to fall. In a separate incident, the Associated Press highlights a troubling case involving a graduate student at the University of Minnesota who was detained by U.S. immigration authorities without prior notice. Minnesota officials, including Senator Amy Klobuchar, have expressed concern over the lack of information regarding the student's detention, emphasizing the importance of international students to the university community. The university is providing legal support to the student, whose identity remains undisclosed. This case raises alarms about the treatment of international students under current immigration policies, particularly as the Trump administration has intensified scrutiny of individuals associated with American colleges, often targeting those involved in political activism. The Toronto Star discusses a new proposal from U.S. immigration officials aimed at expanding social media data collection from individuals applying for immigration benefits, including green cards and citizenship. This initiative, which aligns with President Trump's executive order on national security, seeks to gather social media handles to enhance vetting processes. While the government argues that this measure will strengthen fraud detection and public safety, it has sparked concerns among civil rights advocates about the implications for free speech and the potential for discriminatory practices. Critics argue that relying on social media for high-stakes immigration decisions is fraught with challenges, including the reliability of information and the risk of infringing on First Amendment rights. South China Morning Post highlights a proposal by Jia Qinghua, a political advisor and professor, advocating for a retiree visa aimed at attracting foreign nationals to China. This initiative is seen as a potential boon for the country's elderly care industry and could help reshape China's international image. Drawing inspiration from Thailand's successful retirement visa program, Jia estimates that if China could attract 50,000 retirees annually, it might generate over $1.2 billion in consumer spending on healthcare and cultural activities. By allowing foreign retirees to experience Chinese culture firsthand, Jia believes they could serve as cultural ambassadors, enriching both their understanding and that of their home countries. Furthermore, this influx could address the challenges of an aging population and the excess of vacant properties in urban areas. The Independent reports on new measures introduced by the UK government to combat illegal working, particularly in the gig economy. Home Secretary Yvette Cooper has announced that businesses could face fines of £60,000 per illegal worker and potential prison sentences for company directors who fail to comply with employment checks. This crackdown aims to protect legitimate businesses from unfair competition while addressing the exploitation of undocumented workers. The measures will extend to sectors such as construction, beauty, and food delivery, where many companies currently evade responsibility for verifying their workers' eligibility. Cooper emphasized the need to respect immigration laws and ensure that those who exploit the system are held accountable, while also enhancing operational capabilities for immigration enforcement teams. Associated Press reports on the troubling detention of a University of Minnesota graduate student by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE. The university's administration expressed deep concern over the incident, which occurred at an off-campus residence, and is providing the student with legal assistance and support. The reasons behind the student's detention remain unclear, and university officials stated they were not informed beforehand nor did they share any information with federal authorities. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz has reached out to the U.S. Department of Homeland Security for clarification, emphasizing the importance of the university as an international hub for education and research, and the need for transparency regarding the treatment of students with visas. CBC, in Saskatoon, a protest erupted outside a Tesla dealership as electric vehicle owners expressed their anger towards Elon Musk, a prominent ally of Donald Trump. Jason Hansen, an EV owner and organizer of the protest, criticized Musk for using his wealth to influence political power, labeling him a bully and a plutocrat. The protest was part of a broader movement across Canada, with similar demonstrations occurring in cities like Ottawa and Montreal. Protesters aimed to highlight Musk's controversial actions, including his support for far-right political movements and layoffs of thousands of federal workers. Despite their anger towards Musk, Hansen emphasized that the protest was peaceful and directed solely at him, not at local Tesla owners or employees. Al Jazeera, in Ethiopia, a Syrian chef named Ahmed Ibrahim is keeping the spirit of Ramadan alive by serving free iftar meals at his modest restaurant in Addis Ababa. Having fled Syria and settled in Ethiopia, Ibrahim has created a sense of community by sharing his homeland's culinary traditions with other Syrian refugees and locals. His restaurant, named Syria, serves as a gathering place where people can enjoy familiar dishes and experience the warmth of shared meals. Despite the challenges faced by Syrian refugees in Ethiopia, including poverty and limited job opportunities, Ibrahim's efforts to provide free meals during Ramadan reflect a deep commitment to giving back and maintaining a connection to his roots. Al Jazeera, a federal judge in Massachusetts has temporarily halted the deportation of Rumeysa Öztürk, a Turkish doctoral student at Tufts University who was detained by immigration officials after expressing support for Palestinians. Öztürk's arrest, which occurred in broad daylight, sparked outrage and raised concerns about free speech and due process rights. Following her detention, the ACLU joined her legal team, arguing that her rights were violated. The case highlights the increasing scrutiny and deportations faced by foreign students and activists in the U.S. under the Trump administration, which has targeted pro-Palestinian protesters and accused them of anti-Semitism without evidence. As the legal battle unfolds, Turkish officials are providing consular support to Öztürk. The Independent reports on Vice President J.D. Vance's controversial remarks during his visit to Greenland, where he criticized Denmark for allegedly failing to adequately manage the territory. This criticism was met with a stern rebuke from Danish Foreign Minister Lars Løkke Rasmussen, who emphasized the importance of maintaining respectful dialogue between allies. Rasmussen expressed that while Denmark is open to criticism, the tone of the U.S. administration's rhetoric is unwarranted and damaging to the relationship. In parallel, President Trump has signed an executive order targeting the Smithsonian Institution for perceived ideological biases, further showcasing the administration's combative stance on cultural narratives. Al Jazeera highlights the ongoing anti-migration efforts led by both the Trump administration and the European Union. While the U.S. has made headlines with its aggressive deportation tactics, the EU's less visible but equally ruthless policies are coming to light. The EU has intensified deportations under its new Pact on Migration and Asylum, leading to a significant rise in expulsion orders and the establishment of return hubs in non-member states. This strategy not only externalizes Europe's border control but also shifts the responsibility for human rights violations onto third countries, creating a dangerous precedent for the treatment of migrants and asylum seekers. The Toronto Star delves into conservative leader Pierre Poilievre's vocal opposition to the Century Initiative, an immigration-focused think tank aiming to grow Canada's population to 100 million by 2100. Poilievre's campaign rhetoric has resonated with constituents concerned about resource scarcity, as recent surveys indicate a shift in public sentiment against high immigration levels. As political leaders grapple with changing attitudes towards immigration, the Liberal government has adjusted its targets, reflecting a broader trend of rising skepticism about the impacts of immigration on housing and healthcare. The debate surrounding the Century Initiative underscores the complexities of immigration policy in Canada amid evolving public opinion. The Independent reports that the Trump administration's aggressive immigration policies have instilled fear in potential tourists, leading to a noticeable decline in overseas visitors to the U.S. Federal statistics revealed a 2.4% drop in international travelers in February 2025, marking a worrying trend for the tourism industry. Many travelers, including Canadian actor Jasmine Mooney and British comic artist Rebecca Burke, have faced harrowing experiences at the border, leading to calls from officials in Canada and other countries to exercise caution when traveling to the U.S. The chilling effect of these policies not only threatens the tourism sector but also raises concerns about the long-term implications for American culture and economy, as fewer global visitors may choose to explore or settle in the U.S. In New Jersey, the Associated Press highlights the significant influence of Donald Trump in the upcoming GOP primary for governor, despite the state's Democratic leanings. Trump's potential endorsement could sway the race, as candidates navigate the complexities of aligning themselves with the former president while appealing to a broader electorate. The primary race has already seen shifts in candidate support, with some distancing themselves from Trump's controversial actions while others embrace his populist agenda. As the Republican field narrows, the dynamics of Trump's influence remain a crucial factor in determining the party's chances in the general election against a strong Democratic candidate. CBC reports that Prince Edward Island, PEI, is experiencing its first population decline since 2020, attributed to reduced immigration and a net loss of residents to other provinces. Recent statistics show a slight drop of 21 people, with ongoing challenges in natural population growth as deaths outnumber births. The province's immigration policies have faced criticism for making it difficult for newcomers to obtain permanent residency, leading to concerns about workforce shortages and economic growth. Experts suggest that while PEI may still see some growth compared to other Atlantic provinces, there is an urgent need to reassess immigration strategies to retain newcomers and address the demographic challenges facing the region. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
Got a book so big and bright, open it and take a flight. Learn about the stars and see, everything is here for me. Flip the pages one by one, knowledge under the sun. From dinosaurs to galaxies, a world of endless mysteries. Encyclopedia, yay! Facts and fun all day. From A to Z, let's see. Curious minds run free. Jump into the pages deep, secrets that you want to keep. Time will fly and you will find magic lies in every line. Animals and history, science full of mystery. Gotta read and gotta know, watch our minds all start to grow. Encyclopedia, yay! Facts and fun all day. From A to Z, let's see. Curious minds run free, yeah. Jump into the pages deep, secrets that you want to keep. Time will fly and you will find science full of mystery.